The excavator scoops up tons of dirt, puts it in the back of the trucks, then they bring it up Old San Marcos Road all the way up to a pile near Highway 154. Deadly weapon being the car, the black Monte Carlo in this case. There was also one child endangerment count. This is the center of Santa Ana Road near the Ventura River, and this is the mudslide that everybody's been talking about. Well, the biggest problem for the Adopt a Computer program used to be finding a computer for a student before he or she graduated. Now, the biggest problem is actually finding the space needed for all of these computers. When the mudslide hit on Monday, it took Virginia Kotzev's Chevy Tahoe straight into the garage, right where it's sitting right now. Our Key News crew managed to get onto the freeway just ahead of the high-speed chase and turn on the camera as the black Monte Carlo on the far right tried to escape county sheriff's deputies and highway patrol officers. It wasn't long before another sheriff's unit joined the fray, lights flashing on the shoulder of the road. Near Garden Street on the 101, we move over a lane for yet another sheriff's deputy. Seconds later, now approaching Milpa Street, we watch as the driver tries to catch back up to the chase. It turns out to be an eye-opening look inside how the men and women of law enforcement handle a high-speed pursuit.
Number 1 lane, 70 miles an hour, traffic still moderate, approaching Olive Mill Road, 3/4 of a mile.
At this point, we're too far back to see the chase, but we can catch its progress by listening to sheriffs and CHP communicate to each other.
Number 1 lane, coming up on San Diego, exit 80 miles an hour, suspect just went in the number 2 lane.
The driver is moving erratically in and out of different lanes, going anywhere from 70 to 90 miles per hour. Fortunately, no one is hurt as the chase extends closer to the county line.
I want confirmation that CHP will take over the pursuit.
We first heard about the chase as it was going through an area near UCSB, and we caught up to it around Casitas Pass Road, where it ended in a residential area of Carpinteria. It all ended in a banged-up stack of vehicles on Casitas Pass Road, a 14-year-old driver and his 10-year-old passenger in handcuffs.
CHP decided to use what they refer to as the pit maneuver to stop the vehicle. At this point, he was getting reckless. He had already swerved at 2 of the patrol cars and almost hit a civilian vehicle. At that time, they decided that we should terminate the pursuit. They used their vehicles to stop him.
It all began back in Goleta. The 2 boys just happened to pull up while sheriff's deputies were arresting their mother for 2 outstanding warrants. They took off before deputies could stop them near the Kmart shopping center. They finally were stopped several miles away.
Plowed through 2 police cars, and the cops wouldn't let them go, and they ended up ramming the guy into this telephone pole here.
Authorities took the 10-year-old to Child Protective Services. The 14-year-old went to juvenile hall. Ventura City and county firefighters worked carefully on a slow-moving fire at the public storage box mart, but it wasn't enough to stop the inevitable.
There's a lot of trash out there that unfortunately wasn't trash before.
Billowing smoke seen from miles around. Frank Iacovelli saw it happen.
Barreling smoke coming out of here, stunk like, stunk.
Saturday, a pile of blackened belongings is all that's left for people gathering what they can, including James McLean and his wife, who put all their possessions in a 10-by-10 unit in November.
Just as a temporary situation for a couple months until we, gathered up a little bit more money to be able to move back out and get our own place again. So we just lost everything we own. I mean, everything. We lost our couches, our refrigerator, we lost all of our, we lost a lot of pictures. I lost all my negative to all my original negative to all my films that I did at Brooks. Just a bunch of clothes, all of our Christmas ornaments. We have basically the essentials left.
The public storage insurance policy doesn't come close to covering the loss.
It's mandatory you have insurance to be here, and we took out an insurance policy under the assumption that nothing was ever going to happen when we first started renting here. The guy told us, we've never had an incident. So we took out the lowest insurance policy possible. It's $2,000. We just lost everything. I mean, we had at least $50,000 worth of stuff in there.
Public storage claims no additional responsibility in reimbursing customers who've lost items to fire. Some tenants told us homeless people living at the site could have started it, but one client says that's not possible.
There's nobody who stays in here. The manager, Sam, he's real good about keeping everything tidy and really organized.
The cause of the fire is still unknown. Fire department says the blaze began where there was no electrical wiring.
Nurses at Cottage Hospital are calling her the Freeway baby, a little girl that almost came into the world off the Sheffield Drive exit in Summerlin. Key News reporter John Boitnott joins us live from TV Hill with a look at this Easter newborn. John?
Well, Tracy, Montecito Fire says a birth on the freeway maybe happens pretty often in the Los Angeles area, but in Santa Barbara County, nothing like this maybe in the past 15 years. Meet 19-inch newborn Camilla Paz Tapia.
She's really hungry right now.
Just 1/4 of a fairly typical family scene. But the way she entered the world was anything but typical.
We're coming from Ventura to Cottage Hospital here in Santa Barbara, and everything is fine when we start. But right in the middle of the road, my wife decided to have the baby and say, "I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go." And I say, "No way, I'm not a doctor." Right there, I don't know why. I just go right away 911.
The dispatcher told Felipe to stop in Summerlin. Emergency crews arrived minutes later.
They put me first, they pulled me out of the truck from the front seat, put me in the back of the truck.
In the start, it's a little bit stressful because certainly you have 7 men right in front of you.
When Felipe Tapia and his wife got off at the Sheffield exit, they thought they were going to have the baby right here. But rescue personnel decided to send them to Cottage Hospital almost immediately.
The highway patrol take one car, ambulance and highway patrol, and they flow here to the hospital. Right behind, I coming with another highway patrol. And my heart is like bimping and bimping and bimping. Baby born like 5 minutes before we came here to the hospital. Right in the ambulance, right on the freeway. And thanks to this fire department guy, Todd Edward, that he delivered the baby.
Now Felipe's son Max has a little sister to grow up with.
I'm from Chile, and I calling my parents and telling this one, and they don't believe us. They say, "Nah, you guys passed for all this one to have this baby?" "Yes, sorry, yes."
Wow, Thomas the train.
The Montecito Fire Department B shift answered the call and sent a card to congratulate the family.
The ambulance, the hospital, and especially the fire department. That's the guy that delivered the baby in the street. So I'm very, very blessed, and I'm thank you very much for doing all this wonderful stuff for us.
The Freeway baby, a very healthy Camilla Paz Tapia, weighing in at just over 8 pounds. Well, some friends of the couple say since the baby was almost born on Sheffield Drive, give it the name Sheffield. But the couple eventually decided against that. Live on TV Hill this evening, I'm John Boitnott. Back to you, Tracy.